Welcome everybody, it's Debbie O'Neill of Scrap Me Quick Designs, and today we're going to use the Cricut Easy Press Mini and we're going to make a cheer bow. I've gotten a lot of people asking me, does it work really good on the gross grain ribbon that you make the cheer bows with? So today I wanted to show you just how easy it is, and of course you will need a Cricut Mini to make this project super simple. It works great on the ribbon and it gives you a lot of control. So on the front of your Cricut Mini, there is a little temperature gauge, and that's your on and off button basically. And then you have these three wavy lines. The bottom line closest to the gray here, that is your low setting. So I'm just going to click it once and it'll light up red. It may be hard for you to see that on camera. And then I'm going to click it another time and now it's going to be two of the lines lit up, and that means it's on medium. And then if you click this a third time, the other line would light up and it would be on high. So we need it medium for what we're going to be doing today. And then this temperature is red, right? The little temperature gauge is red. When this turns to green, that means that our Cricut Mini is ready to warm. I'm going to return it to its nice safety base here and let that continue to warm up. Now, I do have a Cricut Easy Press mat. I recommend that you have this when you're working on these types of projects. And then of course you'll need a weeding tool and you'll need whatever vinyl that you're going to be using. I'm using the Cricut Everyday Light iron-on, and I'm also using the Cricut Glitter iron-on for my project. Now, how did I size my images for my bow? I know you guys want to know that. So it's simple. I measured. So this is a typical cheer bow. What I did was, this is just a white cheer bow that I bought at a store. And all I did was I measured the ribbon. So it is my bow is 3 inches across. That's typical for most cheer bows, but you want to measure yours. And particularly if you're making them yourselves. There's a ton of videos on YouTube showing you how to make your own cheer bows. I'm not going to show you that. I bought mine. But once I figured out how wide my ribbon was, then I wanted to know where I wanted to put my image. So I kind of measured it from the tip to about the middle of that piece. So it gave me an idea of how high I could make my image. And I know I can't go more than, let's say, 2.75 inches wide when I did my image. Everything I made, I did in Design Space. So this was a horse image in Design Space. And so I measured it so that it would fit on my bow. Okay, I sized it so it would fit on my bow exactly where I wanted it to go. Same thing with the lettering and same thing with the other stripes that you're gonna see me put on here. Okay, so you've measured your bow, you sized your design, you weeded your iron-on, then we're ready to get started. So let's get to it. At Cricut.com, there is a heat set guide, and I'll show you that here in a minute. And on that heat set guide, you will be able to pick the Cricut Mini. You will tell it what base material you are using it on, and also what type of iron-on you're using. Okay, and I'll show you that.
Okay, so with the Cricut Easy Press Mini, the temperature settings will be different than what you would normally use on a Cricut Easy Press 2 or the Easy Press 1. So how do you find that out? What do you need to put it on? So you would go to Cricut.com/heat guide, and it's going to come up with this handy dandy chart for you, and you can pick which of the Cricut Easy Presses you're using. So of course there's the original, the Easy Press 2, and there is the Cricut Easy Press Mini. So once you select the Cricut Easy Press Mini, it's going to have a little bar underneath it, so you know that's the one that's selected. And then it says heat transfer material, and there's a drop down. It says select heat transfer material. So let's say we're going to use the Cricut Everyday Iron-On Light, and then for the base material, it gives you a whole list of different things. So we're using an iron-on, so these are all things you can iron on. And I know that my gross grain ribbon is a polyester material. So I'm going to click polyester, then I'm going to say apply. And look, now it's going to come up and it's going to tell me that I need to preheat my object for 5 seconds. I need to have it set on medium heat, which is where I showed you the two lights. So you click it twice to get the 2 lights, and then we're going to heat it for 25 seconds. It tells you constant movement, light pressure, and that is a warm peel iron-on material. It even tells you, you know, different directions here depending upon what you're working on, how you want to use it. And so that is the Cricut heat guide.
So that's the first thing. So you get your images sized, you have your bow ready, you get everything weeded, and you warm up your Easy Press Mini. Okay, now the first thing you want to do is figure out where you're going to be putting all your pieces. So I've kind of already figured that out on mine, and we're going to start with the Mustang. For mine is a Mustang. I'm making this for my granddaughters for her to wear at her elementary school. They are the Magnolia Mustangs. And so you want to warm this up for 5 seconds. Now the thing about the Easy Press Mini is that unlike the other Easy Presses where you're supposed to just apply it straight down and leave it sitting on your object, you want to move it around, and you only need to heat it up for about 5 seconds. Now I'm using a polyester gross grain ribbon cheer bow, and so you of course will make sure that whatever you're setting, whatever material your bow is, that you pick that appropriate setting. Okay, so I'm going to lay this on. I've just warmed that area up. That helps it already start to, you know, adhere to the bow, and then it's going to take 25 seconds. Now there is no timer on the Easy Press Mini, so you can either count, or what I typically do is I set it on my phone, and I can just do a countdown with my clock on my phone. So we're going to 0 minutes, and we're doing 25 seconds. And then I'm going to say start, and I'm going to let my phone count down for me. And as you're doing this, you want to be pushing down nice, steady pressure. I'm doing a light pressure. I'm not rubbing it very hard, but I'm continually moving it around. That is the thing about the Cricut Easy Press Mini, is that it allows you to get into tighter spaces because it's smaller. Plus, at 25 seconds goes by super fast, so I'm going to say cancel. Now this is a warm peel, but it is still very hot to the touch. This gets extremely hot. This is not something you want the kids playing with. It is extremely hot. It's probably 280 degrees, if not more. All right, so we're going to let this cool down for a minute before we take it off, but I can go ahead and start on my next one. Okay, for the Cricut Everyday Light Iron-On and also the Glitter Iron-On, you use the same temperature setting. So they're both going to be medium heat. And I am just going to go ahead and lay these on here because I'm going to be able to do this at the same time. Now I've already sized these to how I want them on my project. I do want to go ahead and trim this a little bit more with my scissors, so that way I can do this all at one time and not have to do it separately. So I'm just cutting the liner a little bit closer to help me be able to place this more appropriately. So I wanted to show you guys that. So I'm just cutting the liner so it's just right above the lettering and just below the lettering. And I did the same thing on that stripe that I made. Okay, so once I get that on there the way that I want it, then I'm going to iron this. But I'm going to go ahead and peel this one off now. Ta-da! Look at that. It's so cute. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to also count this down for 25 seconds. Now, if you feel like you need to put some heat transfer tape on this to help hold your image in place, depending upon, you know, what it is that you're doing, you can certainly do that. I just want to make sure that mine is all completely on here. Okay, so we're going to let that dry. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip my bow around this way, and I'm going to lay it across my bow just like so. I want to go ahead and warm this up. Okay. I love the Cricut Easy Press Mini for this because it makes it so easy to get into these smaller areas All right, we're going to do the same thing where we're going to do the 25 seconds. Let it count down. Again, I'm just putting even pressure on this. Okay. All right, now this is very hot, so you want to let that cool down before you peel this off. And then I'm just going to come take the liner off of these. This, I can go ahead and peel these off. This is a super fast project once you get your image sized and you know what you want to put on here. Goes very quickly. This would also be a great fundraiser for your school, is to do cheer bows for the girls. Okay, so I know that's going to go there, so I want to go ahead and preheat it for 5 seconds. Okay, and then I'm going to lay my go on here. All right, and I'm going to turn my timer on my phone and go ahead and just get this last thing on here, and then you're going to see how absolutely easy and adorable this cheer bow turned out. Now, they don't have to be cheer bows. You can make these for holidays. You could have holiday designs on it. You could do it birthday ones. I mean, this makes it so easy. But the little Cricut Easy Press Mini is the trick to this, to make it so quick and simple. Let me get that off of there. And here we have our adorable little cheer bow. There is the Mustang. That glitter iron-on in the everyday light looks great on here. And now our project is finished. Yay! And then I'm going to turn off my Cricut Easy Press Mini, and I'm doing that by just clicking the temperature button, and you click it twice and it'll go off. And this is the Cricut Easy Press Mini. Made this so simple. I will link that up in the description of the video. It is $69.99 currently, and it is so fun to use on lots of different smaller iron-on projects. As usual, happy crafting. Come join us in the Let's Learn Cricut Design Space Facebook group and the Cricut Maker with Debbie O'Neill Facebook group.